Right guys, welcome back. It's been a while. Today we're going to fit these brakes here to my Discovery. We've got some Brembo brakes going on, Brembo pads, plus a new fitting kit as well. So I'm going to show you how to do it at home and how easy it is to do the brakes and just how cooked mine are. So to do the job, this is pretty much what you're going to need. A jack, obviously to jack the wheel up, 17mm spanner for the caliper slide pins, a 22mm for the wheel nuts, some sort of wire brush to clean all the rust bits off, some penetrating spray, could be WD-40 as well, a ratchet or electric one with a 13mm for the caliper bolts into the caliper carrier, some copper grease to put on the back of your pads and your brake discs, some grease if you're going to clean up the caliper slide pins, which is obviously recommended. You're going to need a new pad wear sensor for the passenger side, some brake cleaner to get the oils off the brakes, and you need I think this was a 21mm. It has to be a 12-point socket. The big bolts for the caliper carrier are 21mm 12-point, so you need a big breaker bar or big ratchet and the socket. So that's everything you need, plus rags and things to get this done. So guys, we're going to jack it up from the lower arm. Whip these off. There we go. Right, so got a better angle now. We're going to carry on taking off the nuts. Keep your nuts to the side because we're not using a jack stand. What we'll do instead is slide the wheel under there. So if the car does fall, it will fall on that right. Next up, we've got to get two bolts out there. Can I have your camera? Yeah. So I can show the peoples. So, we've got to get these two bolts out from the background here. Yeah.
Thanks, I'll put it here.
And on the Land Rover, they are a 13, I believe. So, we'll get 13 on the power ratchet and then get it undone.
I cleaned it on the camera here.
So you got one at the top there, and one right down the bottom. Now these have caliper slides as well. The caliper slides are here. Can I have your camera again?
Why?
Just so I can get a closer view. So these are your caliper slides. There, they may spin when you undo them bolts, so just put a spanner on them if they do. Here you go, mate.
There you go.
Alright, so now that bracket's off, you can take your pad wear sensor, which is another thing we're going to replace. So under your bleed nipple, take the sensor out, and then we need to hang the calipers. So the Discoveries don't have many places to hang your caliper from, so I zip tie it and then hang it round the top of the anti-roll bar linkage. So take this off, and then sometimes you can rest them behind on the lower arm. If you want, you can do that. If not, just hang it up. Make sure there's no pressure on the hose. There you go. Right, so you can see there the slides. there. So what we'll do when we put it back together, they're in pretty good condition, but we'll clean them up and re-grease them. The other one is pretty solid in here, and here's the reason why we're doing this. So you can see that pad there has got loads of meat on, and that one it's down to metal. So that means that I think this caliper slide pin is chocked. This slide pin here is chocked full of crap. I'll try and show you on the other camera. Here, it won't actually slide in and out, so I think that's what was causing that pad to wear down on the inside quicker than the outside. So we'll get that out and we'll grease that. So next we're gonna, next we're gonna take the big caliper carrier bolts out there, and they are a big 12-point bolt. So we need 12-point sockets. My lovely wife picked me up one of these rolling chairs just for this situation, so we're going to use these. Right, let's see what size they are. Probably going to be a 19. They are not, they are bigger than a 19. I don't think I have any bigger than 19 in 12 point, to be honest. That is the only way that is coming off.
But I'm watching the video.
Okay. 18.
Dad,
Yes.
what does this do here?
Oh, right.
What do they do?
So, what does what do?
This button with all the other
It
numbers.
changes how hard it goes.
Hard.
Right, so it's a 21mm 12-point socket. Now these are probably going to be done up very, very tight. So we'll get a bit of a bigger ratchet on it. Crack them loose. Fucking hell.
Why did you say that one?
Sorry, mate. And this. Oh, they're the hub bolts. They are just damn tight. Right, we'll get some penetrating fluid on them. Give them a soak. So we've got a bigger 3/8 bar on it. I'm going to try and break these loose. God, they're coming. Whew. There we go. That's that one loose. And then we got the top one there. Oh, damn.
Are you okay?
No.
Hurt me.
Right, guys. I've broken all my modern sockets, so now we've got some old stuff. And we're still trying to crack this one bolt loose. It is the top caliper bolt, and it's broken 2 ratchets now. There we go, go on. I think that may have done it. There we go. Right, they're a bastard to do. So 21mm 12-point socket for them, preferably a 1/2 inch, not a 3/8. So now we can whiz them off. All the rust that's fell off. So,
Dad, how much videos can you do?
are you still filming?
Yeah.
There's your big brake caliper carrier bolts. 12 point. They are bastard to get out. They're very rusted in. And then comes your caliper carrier, which you will take, and we're going to unseize the pin, clean that up. We've got new inserts for it. And then there's your disc, so you can see the problem with mine. If you can see that on the camera, it's heavily scored, properly pitted where that brake pad's been rubbing metal on metal for a while. So I mean, these brake pads have done, I've had the car a year and like year and 3/4, and we've done the big trip round Italy, big trip round Norway, and I've never replaced them. So what we're going to do, give this a bit of a clean up. Right, so we're going to clean this bit up, just where the caliper carrier meets the hub arm, whatever you want to call it. Make sure that's nice and clean. May as well clean the back off, because if we're going to be in here, get some of that rust off. Clean up a little bit of this rust. So I'll clean that up and I'll get back to you. Right, so we got that cleaned up. I'll hit that with some brake clean. Got as much as the crud as I could get off, rust wise. And whoever put these brakes on put some copper slip on there, which is nice because that's made it easier getting the disc off. And we are going to do the same thing with the back of the pads as well. So the caliper carrier, now we've got to take the old clips out and place some of these new clips so the pads slide nicely. So take these off. So we're going to clean these up. They haven't got to be immaculate because our clip's going to go in there anyway. Just get enough of the crud out. Right, I believe these are 17mm. So we'll try and break it loose with a spanner. If that doesn't work, oh damn, they are tight. They should spin totally freely. Oh, that's tight in there. We're gonna get impact on it. Just try and spin it loose. Spinning, but now we need to get it out. So what we can do is get our 17 on the back, use it here like a pry bar, just to get it out. There, and shock it out. Now it's coming. Take the boot off just so that doesn't rip. And yeah, you can see why it's seized in there. It's mega crusty. See the pin there? Mega crusty. The boot is actually ripped, so I will get some more delivered. And then when we take this side back off to do the CV, we'll replace the boots. The slide pins. Right, we've got the pin out, but for now we're going to have to clean it up, obviously. So I've got this little drill attachment that goes in my impact, and it's going to clean out the inside of our hole. cleans out the hole.
Cleans out the hole?
Yeah, and then I'll spray some penetrating fluid in there just to clean it out. Now we've got some penetrating oil in there. Just going to run it in and out slowly, just so it doesn't spray oil everywhere. And the same in reverse. So that's nice and cleaned. And then get some of our brake clean in there to clean that out. There we go, that's running nice and clean. And then using the other pin that's good, we'll just test it. There you go, look, lovely and free now. So now all we need to do is clean up this pin. Here we've got some emery cloth. We're gonna clean this up as best we can. I am gonna get some replacements, I think, but we just need to put it back together enough so I can move the car back over on the driveway. So we're just gonna clean these up for now. There is another way you could do this. You could attach the bolt in the drill and literally spin it and clean it up. That might work a bit quicker, but I'm in no rush. So we're just going to clean it up as best we can by hand, just enough, let's say, to get it back on. There you go, nice and free. Test it in both holes. There you go. But I will order some new ones because this boot, as you can, I don't know if you'll be able to see on this camera, but this boot is split. So it's no good, but it'll do us temporarily. So now we can get this back together. So we need our disc. I have gone for Brembo discs just because we have a lot of weight in the car normally, and I don't want the brakes failing or anything. I want them to hopefully last a bit longer. So we're going to clean up the surface with some brake cleaner. If you guys can see, let me adjust the camera a bit. Clean it up with some brake cleaner just to get the factory oils off, any dirt. And we also need to just get a new retaining bolt for these. Because mine doesn't have them. I'll also get one of them for when we do the next bit. So, caliper carrier needs to go back on now as well with these big bolts. So one up in the top, one up in the top here. One first then. Do that one up loosely and then do the next one up. Right, we'll get the impact gun. I'm not going to do these up mega tight because, like I say, in a few days we'll be back in there anyway doing the CV. So just going to do these up loosely. And then I'll stick the ratchet on there. Just do it up. I'll wear the ratchet afterwards. He's gone inside because the the pad slides, 2 of them, they clip in there and there, and then another one in the top, clip them in there and there. So again, what we'd normally do is copper grease this, but I am gonna, the back of that, I say this is all gonna come apart again in a few days, so we're not doing that now. Take our pads. I believe on the Discovery 3s they are identical, but they've got these little clip things built in them, these little slots, and that's where the brake pad wear sensor will clip in, and that is something we'll do at the end. Now you only have a brake pad wear sensor on the front left and the rear right, so you don't have them on all 4 wheels. Fresh pad in, some more copper slip on there, dip that in, pop the pad in there, and there. So there's your fresh pads in and fresh clips.
Hey, what was that?
So now we just have to put the brake caliper back on, which you will need a wind back tool. Now what this is going to do, this is going to push the pistons back on the brake caliper. So you pop it in. This can be a bit fiddly on your own, but you pop it in like that. Try and get a better camera angle for you guys. And then put some pressure on it. Wind it. And then what that's going to do is start pushing your pistons back in so that you can now slot it over your new fresh pads. And these pad wind back tools come in many shapes and sizes, but for the Discovery these ones are enough. So we'll wind that back, pop the caliper over, cut off our zip tie. So we cut the zip tie off, we don't need any more. And then also with the brake pads, so in this kit you get your new bolts. So we will, oh my god, fucking these gloves. Right, the new bolts, so they're going to go in our slide pins, which actually we need to make sure they go in first. So we've got some grease here, we're going to dollop some grease on the pin. Be careful not to get any grease on the pads or the rotor itself. Push them in, wipe off any excess. 1 minute, mate.
Oh, then how do you sell the toys?
Wipe off the grease. And then if you want, we could try and spray it with a little bit of brake clean. get all that grease off, and then do the same thing with your bottom pin, so you don't need loads, just a light coating of grease, and then pop the bottom one in, make sure the boot goes all the way on, and then you can push your caliper over, get your 2 new bolts, and then do them up. Now, because you've loosened up and cleaned up the pins, they are going to spin, so you will need your 17mm spanner back on there. Do this one up loosely, then we'll do up the bottom one again. It's going to spin, but now we can do this up fully, so we'll whiz that up, do that up, whiz up the top one, tighten that a bit, and then we just need to do the wear sensor. So they are different front to back. I'll show you what I mean. On the front, the sensor wire is green. On the back rear, the sensor wire is a different colour. So this is from JGS 4x4. It's a Britpart part, so you know they're quite good for Land Rover parts. I use them for this Land Rover and my old one. So there you can see the difference between the old one and the new one, how much that's worn down, so that's why you need to replace them, and it will also give you a warning on the dash. So we need to unroute the old one and then reroute the new one. So just literally unclip it, kind of remember how it went, and then the connector for it is up under this arch trim, if I remember correctly. So we're going to unclip it here. We're going to take this trim clip out up here, which may be difficult. I can't bloody see it. I can't freaking see it at this angle. Right, take that trim clip out. That will allow us to pull the trim down. I believe the connector wire for this is behind here. So up under the arch it is that little white clip up there. Now it would make it easier if you took the whole arch lining out, but I don't really want to do that because it's unnecessary. So what we're going to do is do it the lazy way. That is also the difficult way. So there's the sensor out. Now we have to rerun the new one exactly in its place. So the new one's clipped in. All we need to do now is mount it, clip it in. So we'll start down here, clip the pad wear sensor into the back of the brake pad like that. Then it goes over the bleed nipple like so. Clip that on the bleed nipple cover. Then it loops back. I don't know if you guys can see, it loops back like that, and then clips its way up, clips up in there, just make sure you guys, when you take it apart, remember how you unclipped it. It's a bit awkward for me to show you, but it clips basically up the same line as the wheel speed sensor. So that's all clipped in now. We can put the trim back, and I've got some trim clip kits, so I'll get that on. You can see that routes up here, up and then into the top and clipped in. So that's basically the brakes done. You just need to put your wheel back on and torque up your wheel nuts. So I hope this helps you. I know it's been a bit of a chaotic video, but that's how you change the discs and pads on a Discovery 3. It's exactly the same the other side, minus the wear pad sensor. And yeah, I hope it's useful to you guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.